All right, welcome back. In this episode, we're going to talk about the M in METT-TC, mission analysis. So the mission analysis of mission analysis. So for mission analysis, this is the part of our mission analysis where we look at the hires mission, our friendlies. So we look 2 up, 1 up, and we make a conscious decision on what it is exactly that our hire commanders want us to do, their intent, purpose, and then our task, and ultimately our mission statement. I'd say most people don't really realize this, but there's four products that come out of the mission analysis in METT-TC. So the first one is a task organization diagram. Okay, that shows the composition of your platoon and all your forces and combat power, key weapons. The second one is your operations overlay. Okay, so this is something that you most likely already have done. This is what has, like, all your routes, your AOs, like your kind of base graphics. But for each mission, a lot of times we update those, especially with the friendly situation, right? So like where everybody else is and what they're doing, their tasks and purposes and stuff. And then the next product is your mission statement. So at the end of mission analysis, you should have a tentative mission statement. And then the last one, and most people probably wouldn't guess this, is a warning order. Okay, right around now, when we do this first step of mission analysis in METT-TC, is when you should be ready to push out your warning order to your platoon. All right, so let's go into each of those real quick. All right, so for task org is actually the first thing you always brief in an op order, and it's a good thing to start off with your mission analysis. So as we look through the hire order, and we look through the situation paragraph of that order, we really want to look out and see, what our adjacent and higher units are doing, and if we're going to have any attachments, if anybody's going to join us, okay? And if not, that's fine. But we want to go ahead and put together a general task org. We will update this later on as we do our own making a tentative plan, but to get out a good task org right up front is important, okay? So if you don't remember what a task org looks like, it's a friendly line wire diagram, okay? So your platoon's up top, you have lines, or line wires, what we call them, going down to each of your squads, all right? And then the other doctrinal things you need in there is your key weapon systems under each squad, as well as where the PL and the platoon sergeant are going to go. So you need to make sure you know all the correct symbols for all those, and then you're going to put them into that task org. If you have any attachments or anything, you're going to want to put them, usually we do dotted, like dash lines, but make sure that they're in there also. So in addition to that, it's good practice usually to put a task and purpose under each element. That way they know exactly what they're doing for this mission. And honestly, it's good practice also to put the mission statement on your task org. The task org is a document. A lot of times you can either put it on a whiteboard, on a piece of paper, poster board, whatever. But the task org can be a standalone document. Honestly, you could go execute a mission just off a good task org, because everybody knows who they are, where they are, their tasks and purpose in the mission statement, where the key weapons are, etc. Alright, and now the next product or output of our mission analysis from METT-TC is an updated operations graphic. Alright, so really, once you get into operations and stuff, the big thing you're doing on this is you're kind of updating your overlay of your friendly situation. So again, you should always have your routes, all the named routes, ASRs, MSRs, your AOs, etc., directly on your map, okay? Because they're not going to change throughout an operation or a training event or a series of events. And then you should have another overlay called your ops graphics or your operations overlay. So what you want to do on here is put 2 up headquarters, 1 up adjacent units, okay? So like if you're a platoon, you want to put where your battalion is and where the adjacent companies are. And really all you do, you just draw the unit icon, so it should be a blue rectangle if you're infantry with an X through it, and then the appropriate size. And then their tactical task on the map also. A lot of people don't do this, but it helps you understand what everybody's doing. If they're just securing an area, right? You do the boom and S, and then you finish off that half circle. So they're securing. If they're destroying, you draw the X with a D in the middle for destroy. But show their tactical tasks on there. Okay, so you do 2 up headquarters, 1 up adjacents. Then you do 1 up headquarters, and then parallel adjacents, if that makes sense. So once you've done battalion and adjacent companies, you should put your company headquarters and then your adjacent platoons on there. All right, now, and that way you know where everybody else is, where all the AOs are, who's operating where, etc. Okay, so that is another output of your mission analysis. And then the next one is your mission statement. Okay, so your mission statement is derived from the task and purpose that you're given in the higher order. Or sometimes they'll just give you your mission statement. They'll tell you, hey, this is your mission statement. And it may seem simple and almost silly how easy a mission statement is, but I see it messed up a lot, okay? Mission statements have to be crafted in a particular way. So this is how it usually goes. You're going to look in a higher order. You're going to have a task and purpose for your mission, right? So let's say tactical task of destroy, and then your purpose is to allow the company decisive operation freedom of maneuver, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take that. Now you got to build your mission statement, okay? And mission statement is the 5 W's, more or less. So who, what, where, when, and why. Okay, so the who is going to be you. So let's say your 1st Platoon Charlie Company 128 Infantry. You're going to write a 1/Charlie/1-28 IN for infantry. All right, and then the next thing, that's the who, the what. So people mess this up pretty often. You don't just want to put your tactical task that you were given, okay? So let's say, like I said, you're tasked to destroy. You don't want to just say 1st Platoon Charlie Company 128 Infantry destroys. It's always best to add a method of maneuver in there, okay? Because it clarifies how you're going to accomplish that task. So for instance, so the methods of maneuver, there's attack, infiltration, penetration, area defense, there's several other ones, all right? So if you're tasked to destroy, there's a big difference if you're going to do an attack to destroy, or let's say a raid to destroy, or an area defense to destroy. It makes a big difference, okay? Some people will say that you can't use raid and ambush as a method of maneuver. I understand that because it's not kind of like listed in doctrine. However, a raid and ambush are an attack, and an attack it is a method of maneuver. It's just a raid and ambush are specific types of them, right? There's special purpose attacks. So I totally think it's fine to use raid or ambush. So if you, we'll go with 1st Platoon Charlie Company 128 Infantry. That's the who. The what? Conducts a raid to destroy. The second part is the what you're destroying, okay? So we'll just say an enemy squad. The next one is the where. So you always want to give an objective and a grid, okay? And if it's like a named area, it's like a village or something, you want to give the name to. So let's just say destroys enemy squad in Dro Village, objective Cherokee, Whiskey Lima, blank, 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 blank for the grid. So Whiskey Lima 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that gives us the where. Then the when. You do your standard Army dates. So you got the day, then the time, then the month, then the year. So we'll just say 09/2200 January 2019. And when we do the when, usually in the mission statement, right before it, so right after the grid that we give for the where, we usually write NLT, which means no later than, and then the time, okay? You don't have to do that, but that's just kind of common practice. And then we do the why, and this is a part that people mess up pretty often too. The why is your purpose, okay? And there are certain purpose words that you can use. All right, so for instance, like deny, allow, protect. These are the words, and this particular word should come from the task and purpose that you're given by your higher order, okay? Don't just make it up. What you're given, the task and purpose you're given should fill in your tactical task earlier in the mission statement for the what, and then the why should be your purpose word, all right? So, a common one, and the purpose is always nested too, all right? So let's say you're shaping operation, like your company DO, so it'd say, the purpose is to allow the company decisive operation freedom and maneuver on the enemy or something. All right. So that's a proper way to structure your mission statement. And the last output is your warning order. So if we go back and we look at the TLPs for a minute, So we got to remind ourselves, the TLPs, we received the mission. At this point, you should have already issued the warning order because METT-TC is part of Make-It Tentative Plan, right? However, like I said, the fourth output of the M in METT-TC is an updated warning order, right? So when you receive the mission, you should immediately give out, if you have looked back at the TLP video we did before, you should be issuing out a warning order immediately with the 8 minimum things that need to be in a warning order, okay? And it's just to get movement going. But once you start making the tentative plan, we go through the M step, and we do all the things we've just explained. You should be able to push out an updated warning order with much more information, with your finalized mission statement, with a good task org, etc. Right? So, and that really concludes the M. At this point, we transition and we move forward in METT-TC into enemy and terrain analysis, which will be in 2 other videos. So I hope you learned a lot from this. Thank you for watching. Check out our other videos on the treatment procedures and mission analysis. And we'll see you next time.